Hi guys, let's test Splat Ragdoll2 and finally understand sort of what are the key commands here. So when we had this before, the really weird thing is that we have this model that's been trained on the celeba dataset. So it has celebrities, 200,000 images. I think this was, I don't remember how many steps it was trained, but so this is very weird that the system learns which way you're pointing. But we never kind of explored the other things that this system can do, which is basically when you press on M, you can take hold of anything. You can take the splat and you can, with B, you can bind it. So we can start to make like really weird things. And when we do really weird things and we start to explore the, so now I'm gonna go back to the manifold mode. So what we did, we changed one of the images, and now when we are exploring it, the things that were there are now still stuck. We are moving in less of a face manifold, and now you guys can see kind of that broken manifold. We start to get that broken manifold where things are just these more repeat patterns. But there you guys see we get a face. So now that we have this face back again, what if we start to use the sort of try to build an eye here? So I'm back at, I pressed M, so now I can just move in individual splat. What if I kind of so B kind of try to make the face more full, kind of try to make this more full. Could we have a bit of hair, more kind of like, because the thing is, will it resonate with other faces then? And then we can actually twist. We can do this and B. So basically dot and comma are the so I'm trying to see if I can, so now back to M, so we are back to manifold mode. Can we start growing faces based on that? So okay, I should have, okay, I was accidentally meant to be manifold, but so we are trying to find faces by changing the and once again I should have pressed, oh god, weird, it kind of like I'm pressing B. I'm trying to kind of find a face again here. This thing would need something light. What if we just bring a little bit, so I'm pressing M. What if we just kind of, no. What if we drag that? And we also can, we have like how large the tool, I guess, how big of an area it fix. And the kind of interesting thing here is, can we, no, we have the wrong tool again, so not him, but can we kind of find faces by reconstructing the face? Like here you guys can see that's a little bit, that nose is a deformed. Let's press M and move that a little bit. B, B, perhaps take this a little bit. B, take the hair a little bit, make it larger. That actually is one thing that's missing. There should be kind of like, there should be almost a paint mode. And then we should be able to find from the manifold kind of a, so now we are kind of just painting a thing, but when I'm going to start moving, will it find similar faces? That's the question. So now back in manifold mode. Okay, B. So now we are in some sort of a female. Let's so we're starting to get lots of dark here. Let's I'm gonna go to the splat mode, so B, M, and now okay, let's do B here. That kind of looks better, perhaps B. Take some of that. Okay, that must be. Let's move that eye a little bit closer. Now we're actually close to the face, and let's twist that a little bit, so like that. B, and now when I go back to manifold mode, are we gonna see faces, because it's the system is built out of 200,000 faces, so or the data set. So yeah, it kind of it's finding, and there you can almost see that's kind of like that should go up. So we are resonating with the data set by B by changing the image actually, or the manifold. So B, let's make the jaw bigger, so B, so I'm just pulling it down, down. But I don't know, are we just messing up the manifold? It could be. Because you really easy get into this twisted world of Gabor atoms, as they are called. So that's brackets, big brackets below plus sign and zero. So okay, I was in the wrong mode. I was trying to twist it. In the wrong mode once again. Oh, I pinned things down. So let's press B and C. So it takes it. And there, suddenly we have a face. Suddenly we have a face. Suddenly it's finding. So B, okay, B now. Cool. So and now we can let's twist that. So let's pull that down. Let's make it a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna go to the individual splat mode. Let's put that there. B. Pretty good. Now this one. B. So now you would think we are in actually very good face manifold, and still that could be kind of a. Let's make it fit. And this code is like this Gabor splats here, and what went into this was endless repos about how to manipulate them, and the ideas were about the brain and so forth, but they somehow work here. But so we have a celebrity dataset, celeba, and we are resonating with it by moving eyes around and so forth. Okay, let's take that eye, let's press M and kind of like make it look more natural. So B is bind, so it binds it. Let's make that a little bit more natural. How about it? Can we? No, we don't have like a larger and smaller. That would actually be really good. So the lips are not very, but okay, let's move in this. Let's see if we can. That's pretty good. Kind of a large mouth. Let's rotate all of it. And that's kind of B, B. Now, so when we are like this, now when I press M, I'm moving in the manifold. I'm not drawing anything. I'm moving in the celeba dataset manifold. Usually, of course, when you have image model, I mean, I guess you could do it. You could do it kind of like this, but you would be working in the pixel space, and then it would be kind of you have an image to image model where you have an image. You're perhaps messing with that, and then you are doing the image to image, and it's gonna do a new image, and that's of course perhaps the better way of doing it. But I'm just shocked because the really weird thing here is, as you guys notice, I can move this. I can move the manifold. It has learned the, and that is something you won't have on normal diffusion model, at least as far as I know. And that's like the discussions about how did it learn that well. Quantum mechanics. Something about, well, I'm not even going to say the names of scientists, but Pauli principle has come out, Schrödinger has come up, the Splat, as well, I'm not going to talk. I mean, like, just, it's just, I have to escape this project because I mean, I just can't understand it very well. But so we are really literally we are moving in a phase image manifold that was trained very few hours with the time actually the Splat Trainer 5 perhaps or older. So there's 3 versus version 2, and there's 3 and there's version 2 also. Actually, I can show this is at the 10F32. This is the model 2. This is the celeba dataset. Let's see how big it is. I can from that say 22 megs. Yeah, that's actually one of the early ones. So that's actually probably trained with the trainer 3, I think. So that's the legacy model, and still it can do all of this cool stuff. Or could be this P good 4. That's a thing I have been struggling with. If she looks like someone famous, that's possible because these are okay. I pressed it. These are celebrities, so some of them are in a kind of a male manifold. Weak chin. So I'm pressing B, B. That I, we can twist that a little bit. So I'm pressing M and comma. I'm twisting it a little bit. Let's move it a little bit closer to, and then I'm pressing B and M again. So now we are. It's really funny, like as you can see, there are these phases that clearly are not in the data set. So there are these proto phases that are kind of and if we move far away, they start to get creepier and creepier and weirder and weirder and weirder, but we can return to the phase. So we start to get these splats as frequencies, and this is kind of how the visual cortex processes things. And we can also have these multiple, like here we can still see a kind of a face. So we can have multiple pins, so I can have one that way, and then we can have another that way, and then you can see there starts to be tension, and that way, and that way, and this way, and that way, and we start to see frequencies. And we have created a very fluid that is very under a lot of strain, and when I press B, it's like that. And then when I press C, it's going to clear the pins. And if you want to return to phase, you have to kind of go looking for it. So we just see more patterns here, because it is kind of it's a wave manifold. The images have been stored in the wave manifold, and they can be found from the wave manifold. And here is where the quantum mechanics comes into picture, because, well, quantum mechanics is kind of a theory of waves. And but so, like, let's say that we take this thing here. So I'm gonna make that larger, and we're gonna so first press M. I'm gonna drag it down. I'm gonna put it kind of like, and then I'm gonna twist it. Let's make it kind of like mouth. Then let's take this, kind of make it an eye. B. And let's take that as another well. Let's get okay. Yeah, let's make that as an eye. Now let's surf into manifold. So so I'm off the mode, kind of like try to see if we can get the face somewhere here, kind of more where it would like to see itself as face. I've been making videos, but I feel like I have not published them, because like I can't speak of these systems with certainty. But basically the AIs are just, the science is incredibly complex, and it's fascinating, but the jargon is just very hard. Okay, so let's take the, so we kind of had that, and we have a kind of a nose. What if we'll take one of these things and put it as a kind of like a B? So what I'm thinking is, what if you could make a nose, kind of start to constrain the face here a little bit. Of course, the question is, what could you do with this sort of manifold? Like, you could teach it all sorts of things. I mean, it wouldn't have to be faces. It could be, what if it was games? What if it was kind of a thing I've been dreaming of? What if it was some sort of a primitive, like a visual primitive out of which the world could be built? And what would that mean? Where would it lead? That actually would make a good idea, but the problem is, when you move one thing, it moves other things. And that was our nose kind of there. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna press B and now M. So we are just moving through the manifold, C, just trying to kind of see, almost like eye moving there. Just kind of like eyebrow wanting to come into place. Would this be better than before? Okay, let's just do that B and looking for a face. Okay, let's go back to the splat mode. Okay, should press M probably. Okay, let's just take your left hand. More patterns away. Okay, that gets rid of the wannabe mouth. Oh, there we go. There we go. So we got the very good bottom of the face. So I pressed P and now P. So there we have a nose. We somehow have to bring an eye. Okay, B. Somehow drag that up and down. B. P. How perhaps place it a little. P. Now perhaps back to the manifold. Change it. Kind of glide through the manifold. Look for B. It's really twisted. Kind of, well, it gets creepy. You feel we are close to face. You just kind of would like to have a nose primitive and eye primitive and mouth primitive. They're kind of not in the correct places, but the system itself is trying to find it. You can feel it. It's kind of a B. So back to M. B. This kind of looks kind of like a constellation or something. The darkness here. It's almost like you feel. What if we start to bring the white stuff to the face? This too. What if we? Can I just try to? There, I almost see that wants to be a nose. Let's bring that down. Like almost like, okay, now we actually have alien eye here, massive alien eye. What if we could get just paint? Okay, so I think that's what we want. I think we want paint. We want paint in this. Okay, let's ask while I'm playing. So adding for viral activate paint ability to literally paint. The color bigger and size width up and down arrows. And will be a good key for paint. Paint happens with space. And goes off. And well, while it's doing that, let's see if we can. Okay, so let's get rid of that and it feels impossible, but actually I started recording because I was able to come back from this sort of a thing to a phase. And let's try the pinning. So bring that up, bring that up, take that down, take that down, that towards the eye. Oh, this up. That's not good. Let's do B, C. Okay, just killed it. Lots of alien looking stuff here, but okay, let's just surf a while. There we go. Suddenly a face, because the manifold has faces, so it wants to find them. Bigger forehead, let's bigger cheeks, okay. Can we do, so I try to make it fatter. Yes, we can do that. Let's do bind. Let's clear those. Pin, pin, okay, that's bad. Bind, bind. Kind of now what you would want to explore is actually the kind of the colors. Like you would like to have here, perhaps change them out a little bit. So M, pin, bigger, chin. So here we are getting the shoulders. Now this is actually, I think if we move in this, we are going to get lots of faces. B, B, kind of a generic. It's funny that Twixen somehow makes it alter face. Just utterly insanely weird. B, let's move that a little bit, and like literally, like I really wish we had that we could grow things bigger. B, and then back to this. So here we are surfing the manifold kind of. It's funny how fast when you track it we go into this does nothing less, and then we have V. Kind of the white is becoming a problem. There's so much white. And this is becoming, let's and let's just put these here. But yeah, just utterly weird stuff. Okay, this is still doing that, so. But let's look at that, guys. The app solves that. But Jacobian driver, so it's based on my earlier slab stack. Slab stack was kind of I was doing moving things in Splat space. Of course, I mean, some people are making real-time three-dimensional splats where people are playing basketball and they are zooming into it, and so I mean, like very cool. But what's kind of cool here is that we have this manifold. We have this manifold of many learned faces, 200,000 faces from a celeba dataset, and it goes through these splat modes, which are kind of like the in between spaces. And this really 22 megabyte model. I should have trained a better model, I know, but things got complex. Let's move this a little bit. That's slightly twisted. And B. Let's see. B. Just utterly like it's utterly mind blowing to see this. I mean, literal real time latent space exploration. Now let's see if our okay, we got our new thing, so we're gonna have to go space. Okay, we're out of credit, but let's see if we get right. Okay, let's see the AR there. No, it's still the same. there we go. So we have a female face. But so I guess I will have this on the side, and perhaps there will be a version where you can actually paint on it. And I guess the painting is going to be very much like when we were prompting the tiny avatar with face, where it would try to be like whatever the model was, like whatever corresponds. But we're going to be drawing on the splats. Let's pull that down a little bit. Make that a little bit larger. Can't make it, but that's kind of weird. So what if we do 2 pins? So let's go the other mode and okay, that's just gonna actually I didn't know. Can we in the other mode? Can we? No, we can't. But well, it did make it wider. Suddenly, I don't mind like you pull black hair and it just does that. Like it isn't programmed. It is not programmed. It's just a splat wall where you can. This is actually freaking mind blowing. Like there is no like recognize a face and recognize a posture. That's normally always that stuff that has to be done for this sort of thing, but that's not here. I mean, this is somehow it's appearing out of the model itself naturally, and how ask from AI. I mean, let's do B. And here we see that's kind of I wanting to happen. And it's almost like when there's I wanting to happen, it's wanted to do kind of like one on the other side too, like a Y. And that's when we start to kind of we start to move into manifold where we have this board. Like it wants to do one there, it wants to do one there, but now if we take, like you can see, there's like it's literally, it's a mirror. It's a mirror. It wants to do a mirror of itself. Kind of for the eyes at the bottom too. But what I was trying to do, I was trying to grab it and pull it to the mouth about. Like here I'm feeling if we are just gonna go to the manifold mode and start to do this, this is going to distort everything because the model itself knows the eyes are supposed to be here, and this is where you're supposed to have a mode, and if it starts to look like that, it starts to get confused. But actually, if we pull it this way, yes, if we pull it this way, we're gonna get a side profile. And that too, that we get a freaking side profile out of nowhere. Of course, it's coming from the trained images, but still. Now if you do that, B, and then try to fix that. B, and try to break nose there. Perhaps a little bit up. Kind of Asian face, so let's do M. B. And when it gets sharp, it means that it has found some sort of a like corresponding image. Like that's kind of what I don't like here. That whole almost would like that to fade away because that is going to mess everything up. So the reason we don't have paint right now is because I don't have money for credits at Antorfic, but basically, guys, if anybody's watching, you can go ask. Fable will do whatever with this. I mean, it's going to understand the system, give it some of this slapstack repos, both tiny avatars, the splat field, and it's gonna get it, and it's gonna tell you things that sound utterly science fiction about it, like the mathematics. It's going to be just weird. But if you give it those neuron repos, it's gonna say no, and it's gonna only use opus. Let's see, because people cannot think of biology, which sucks. That's kind of a, and here over track we are having some sort of a ghost is coming to visit us here. Trying to get rid of that. It's getting really creepy. Now we are getting inverted, like, and inversion would be actually really cool too. And now here we go. Oh, that was great. But yeah, just utterly weird model came out of utterly weird discussions with utterly weird AIs from utterly weird brain. So I guess I'll stop here, guys. But this version will be okay. There's anti-spray, which is even weirder. But I was actually trying to fuse it with the thing. But tiny avatar 2, and I'll add a let's see here, and Splat Ragdoll2. And what's special about this is that it has the, you can move the splat. So when you go to the this thing, and when you press M, you can take hold of a splat and you can start to twist it. So you, with comma and dot, you can start doing this. Anyway, hope you guys saw that.